Greetings all. Going to have part 2 of Colin Craft on our show today, Mining in America. Hope you enjoy it. We explore not only his past in the mining space and his experience, but some work we did together that really was revolutionary and groundbreaking. First tests in the world. Enjoy. Colin, back again. Want to keep going after your time at Cantung and some gold projects in BC. We ended up working together. You built a fabulous plant in Watson Lake. Instead of sending out our bulk sample material to China, we decided to do it locally. And you could make, I guess, necessity is the mother of invention, and we were broke, and you managed to build that plant on a shoestring budget.
Yeah, well, working at all the little places that I have in the middle of nowhere, you learn to use your ingenuity where you have to, because many of these places were remote, so you need a piece. It could be a week, 2 weeks away, and in the mineral processing industry, we don't have time to shut down for 2 weeks. I mean, plants typically run most of 24/7. So, yeah, no, my general experience, I mean, through actually started in underground mining and then assaying and then mill operating and then into the supervisory roles and whatnot, as well as learning a lot of the maintenance. You know, the general overview of how the whole thing works together, you know, really helped me out with putting that plant together and making it work.
You're one of the most practical, common sense people I've ever met. And eventually we did manage to get money and improve it. But we were able to create a plant and then eventually a secondary recovery unit that produced green gold, like 100% green gold, no chemicals, nothing. It was all water and gravity, 2 different concentrates. It must be a huge sense of accomplishment to be able to reach that ultimate goal.
Oh, absolutely. I mean, we took it from, you know, just a small little test plant into a really awesome pilot plant, and had some incredible results. But I think the building of the SRU, that was the big one for me. I mean, to do that switch from looking at using the intensive cyanide leach, you know, or leach reactor type thing, and switching to environmental solution. I mean, it was an incredible thing.
Yeah. So for the benefit of people that aren't familiar with it, I'll kind of summarize. We produced 2 concentrates. One was you could pour into a doré bar. We'll show a picture of the gold bar. We poured a number of them. I do want to get to the blob story at some point. It's on my favorite. But we sent second concentrate off to a smelter, and we didn't get very accurate results. I'm not going to go too far down that road, but we had a gold-silver ratio that we always saw in the lab, and it wasn't the same, and we knew it was not accurate.
Yeah, it was clear as bell to me that something went on there. So,
yeah,
you know, that's where the idea of building the leach reactor came about. So
yeah, so we decided that we would build and call it a secondary recovery unit, and it replaced the smelter process, and it replaced it without chemicals. Correct? Well,
I mean, it uses chemicals, but I mean, it's all self-contained. right? The environmental solution is chemical,
Okay. Okay. But not cyanide.
but not cyanide. The advantages to the environmental solution are numerous. The reusability of it, thereby removing the need to have any sort of discharge.
Huge. Yep.
Uh, safety aspect of it and permitting, way less than what we were trying to go through with the cyanide permitting. Remember when we were trying to put that manual together and get the transportation and the storage and holy smokes. I mean, I spent a month, maybe 2 months just trying to put that together. And I mean, having the antidote kits and well, who can because it was a IV shot, like who can give the shot? It has to be a doctor or a nurse. And I mean, it was never ending. It was such a relief when that testing of the environmental solution came back positive and we decided to make the switch.
Yeah. And it actually had better recovery than cyanide, correct? Similar?
Quicker and to the same level. I mean, it as with all leaching, I mean, it's ore dependent to some extent. I mean, some works better one way, some works better another way. And I mean, this was a prototype and new process to us. I mean, we were learning the whole time, and we had amazing results right off the bat.
Well, and this was the first on-site tests that the environmental solvent had gone through in the world. So we were breaking trail, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
I love that saying. So we replaced the smelter process and successfully created an environment where we had 100% green gold. Didn't need to go through a smelter, which has a lot of issues, as people know. And eventually led to the creation of another company that's now testing it in situ with Group 11. But I was amazed at your technical abilities in adapting the SRU, which you built on the back of a trailer. It was really a prototype.
Yeah. Oh yeah, it surely is. But it worked incredibly well.
Yes. Yeah. No, it's
solved problems all over the place for us.
Yeah, and we're still working to try and get that message out. It's people are a little slow to adapt to change at times, but it's necessary in the mining industry.
Oh, innovation is the only way it's gonna survive.
Yeah, I agree. So let's talk about the blob. It's my favorite story, and we have pictures that I'll get Gemma to put up of me holding the blob. And then you holding the gold bar, and actually a Mountie holding the gold bar as well after the second. But maybe lay out what happened with the blob, because I love the story.
Oh, that was our biggest pour out there at the plant. That was the first big bulk sample that we did, and yeah, well, I mean, it was a number of pre-melts because I had such a large amount of material and a limited capacity in my crucible. So, number of pre-melts, and then at the end, put it together for the final melt and the big pour. And things just didn't look right there at the end. You could see me getting worse. So we poured it, and it didn't look good. Let her cool. Flip the mold over, and not a drop of gold.
I still remember because we were so excited because we had all the gold, and we had about how big was the bar that we poured?
That was 700 ounces.
700 ounces. So 700 times 1900 US today, that's a hefty amount of money that's going to keep us in business. And I remember the pouring the smaller ones and then waiting for the big bar, and the crucible nothing came out. It was like, where could it possibly go?
Yeah, no, that's crucibles only last so long, and I pushed it just one cook too long. It burned a hole in the side, and all the gold leaked out and ran into the bottom of the furnace and created the brain.
The brain, that's what it was. And it was all slag and then insulation and gold. And it had
Yeah,
formed into something that looked like the brain. And Gemma will show the photo. And it was a Friday
yeah,
afternoon before a long weekend. And we couldn't leave it all laying around. We had to cool it down and get it to the bank. And I remember, I can't remember if you drove to the bank or I drove. I think but one of us was like bouncing that thing off our lap.
yeah. It was still hot when we put it in the safe deposit box, and all the way there.
Well, the good news was that you got the crucible replaced, poured the bar,
Yeah,
and off it went. And had a Mountie take it to Toronto, show it around, and then a whole different story. We created green gold coins out of it with Indigenous art.
yep, yeah. No,
That was fun.
cherish those coins I got. Knowing that that's gold that I processed.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I want to get some people on here, including the artists, to talk about what we did that created really a forum through the industry of mining and exploration, a forum to help promote local art too. But that brain story is my favorite story.
Yeah, good one.
This has been fun.
Bill was watching on the camera at the same time too, going, "What's happening? What's happening?"
That's right. I forgot. Yes, because we had a good security system, and Bill was in Dallas. And all of this started because of Bill's great idea that we're broke, and the best way to advance a small project is if we can't get gold out of a high grade gold project, why are we in this business? So the guilty party was in Dallas during this, and watching on camera. And when the gold didn't come out, the cell phone started ringing.
That.
Oh, one day I'll get him to appear on camera and tell his end of the tale.
Yeah, he was in Dallas, still healing his back from the very beginning. Remember, we were packing the buckets of ore to the plant.
I have photos of what there were 5 or 10 gallon buckets, and walking them up the ladder and putting it into to crush them, and not having enough money to actually get a conveyor belt.
Yeah, we got it in there. It took a few weeks, but hey, we couldn't wait. We wanted to get the gold out.
Yeah. Yeah. I think that's such a wonderful, wonderful part of my life.
Yeah, it was exciting. Absolutely.
Yeah. Well, thank you, Colin. I've had a lot of fun going down memory lane, and I think you are just a perfect example of the talent that exists in this industry. And I really want to just keep telling people what a great sector it is, and more people should be working in it and should be building our economies around it.
Absolutely, I agree. It's what we need here in North America is to make this happen instead of shutting it all down.
Yeah. Oh, the opportunity for wealth creation is huge, and it's heartbreaking to watch it go elsewhere.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, but hey, we're going to do some really neat stuff with Group 11 too, and I know you've got some other things in the hopper. So I wish you great success, and I look forward to seeing you again when now that we're able to, well, unless the FAA is involved, travel freely.
Yeah, air travel's been a bit of a mess lately.
Yes, yes. But thank you so much, Colin. I really appreciate this. You have a wonderful day and we'll talk again. Oh, by the way, 1800 bar in Colorado.
Nice.
Moly mining. See ya.
Hey, bye.